we're going to find this building. Very recognizable, it seems to be made out of copper. Today, on a very special episode of Nerding Out and Around Town, we check out a bookstore in Chengdu and we nerd out about books. Well, first floor is fun. They have quite a bit of an eclectic amount of things. It's similar to Barnes & Noble, where you can sit in the aisles and just start reading. And Shakespeare books, King Lear. I enjoyed King Lear. It was one of my first real Shakespeare that I got to see and work on when I was back in college. But yeah, there's some of their books, but also some of artists bringing their work. My parents always hated me to go to a bookstore because I would spend an incredible amount of money in bookstores growing up. And they do have one of my favorite books on display, which is The Lord of the Rings. I just saw somebody picked up the Lord of the Rings box set, and he was with his Chinese girlfriend, was a foreigner. And she asked the question, and like every Lord of the Rings nerd, like myself, went on to how J.R. Tolkien created the whole world. Now, if you come over here and you feel like reading some good Chilean poetry, I cannot recommend best Pablo Neruda. So there's a bunch of books of him. I actually wanted to talk about my favorite books, and I have a bunch of them right here next to me, and I'm going to share some of those titles with you. And we're going to start with one of my oldest ones, and this is Samuel Coleridge, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Awesome book, really old. This version that I have is incredibly old. This one is from 1920, this version of it. So it's almost 100 years, this version of it that I have right here. All right. Our next book is one that I really love, and this one is a new version because I lended my old version, and this is The $1 Trillion Coach. It's by Bill Campbell, which it's kind of like the story of Bill Campbell because it actually is written by Eric Schmidt, the ex-CEO of Google, and Jonathan Rosenberg and Alan Eagle. And it's a bunch of stories about Bill Campbell, about his leadership style, and how he thinks about teams, how he thinks about leadership, how he thinks about the right balance between those two things, and how you can be a better leader, in all honesty. Great book. And short, not that long. Our next one, and this one, funny enough, is not the original cover. And again, I keep lending my books, and because I like people to read. And this one is, you will see it on the title right there, but it's David Sedaris's Me Talk Pretty One Day. I would say that this is the most rereadable book that I own. It is an amazing book. Because it is short stories. It's actually many short stories by David Sedaris and his experiences in his life. A big chunk of it, it's about living in another culture, learning a new language, and the struggles in a really funny way about that. Wonderful book. Me Talk Pretty One Day. Another one that I actually do use in my classes and some other things is World Mythologies, but get the one by Donna Rosenberg, because this one, it is amazing. It has a bunch of mythologies, and funny enough, again, this is the version I have to rebuy because I lent my original one, so I had to rebuy this one. Amazing. It has from everywhere around the world. It is really world mythology. It has from the Americas, from the Far East, including China, Greece, Rome, the Middle East, the British Isles. It is a great book if you're into mythology, and it's written not in the more boring ways. It's really well written. Now, the book that I would say I use the most in my classes, and this is the book that I had in college. It is Conformity and Conflict, Readings on Cultural Anthropology. These are also short articles on culture, on understanding, on people doing not only the exotic anthropology of studying different cultures abroad, etc., but actually on very simple subjects of family and kingship and economics and in globalization and how is that affecting people, but how to read it, how to really delve into these subjects. So amazing book. And finally, we're gonna go into my favorite books for sure. One is The Silmarillion by J.R. Tolkien, and this one is an amazing copy that I own. It is technically by J.R. Tolkien, but it's a compilation by Christopher Tolkien, his son. And this one is illustrated by one of my favorite illustrators of J.R. Tolkien, which is Ted Nasmith. And amazing work. I won't show you more. If you get a chance to buy a copy for yourself, get it. Amazing stuff. And number one, my favorite book of all times, the one that keeps getting read over and over and over again, aside from obviously Me Talk Pretty One Day, The Lord of the Rings. This is the version I'm showing you because I own several versions of this book. I don't read this one big one, actually. I read the one that is separated into all three parts: the Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King. But this one came out for the movies, which are also really good. And it's my favorite book. It defined my high school years, my middle school and high school years, and also has made me more of a nerd than anything else. Okay, so those are all my favorite books and recommended books, I guess, if you ever get a chance to read some of them. Thank you again for joining us and really nerding out with me about books. Reading keeps you smart. Keep reading.